Welcome to today's episode of the Career Growth Sessions podcast. I am BJ Barango, and in this episode, we are joined by Coach Dapo Onamusi, a seasoned expert in personal and professional development, sharing powerful insights to help you thrive in 2025 and beyond. Now, we explore on the podcast episode today, we explore strategies to help entrepreneurs and professionals stay competitive, innovative, and future ready. So get ready to take notes and take action, because this is a conversation you won't want to miss.
Hi, Coach Dapo. I'm super excited to have you join us on the call today. And I didn't even I didn't get the chance to sort of introduce you.
So where do I start? I'm a business pathfinder. I think that's the way I like to stitch everything all together. And maybe I'll just give a backstory as to how I got here. Because I've done quite a number of things before I got here, which is part of the things that we're going to be discussing.
And so I believe that everyone on this call will get so much value, even as we look at the conversation along the lines of how to thrive as a business person and even as a professional. Sure. So my very first question to you, Coach Dapo, is how can business owners identify opportunity for innovation and growth, especially in this digital world that we are? How can business owners just identify opportunity for innovations and growth? Because I know that that's one thing that's very paramount in this dispensation, innovation. Very, very paramount.
Identifying opportunities. In this day and age, a lot of it has to do with data. Gone are the days where you try to wing it, or you try to just pray that things work the way you plan it. You have to make informed decision. So if you want to really identify opportunities are not things that happen once in a while. Contrary to the mindset that opportunity is scarce or it comes but once and all those jargons, that opportunity is actually a constantly flowing river. It is the one that you identify that you actually know as opportunity. Statistics, data, trends, analytics, so many. You need to be informed about where the ball going so that you can head in that direction. And the only way you can have that information is if you can do a bit of backtracking.
Yeah.
You can. I call it, if you're looking backward, that's tracing. If you're looking forward, that's tracking. Yeah. You can only do a bit of tracing where this thing is coming from, what has been the pattern.
Yeah.
For you to have a clear picture of the tracking, what is going to happen next.
Yeah.
If it has gone up, down, it's just like Forex trading. For those who trade on a technical decision, they can read patterns. They know that when in this particular month of the year, when it gets to this part, or when it has made a number of leaps, the next thing is going deep, and all those kind of things. That's data. But if you are sailing blind, opportunity will come right before you, and you wouldn't notice. So one of the things that I always say about identifying opportunities is be a data junkie. You need to embrace data. You need to leverage data. You need to accept data. Data doesn't lie. And technology has done its part by making information available in structured format that can be accessible. So you can now use that. Technology does the heavy lifting for you to now know that, okay, I can spot this is happening. I can spot that is happening. That is one end of things, which is the data part. The other part is preparation. Because I'm sure you've heard that quote before, that luck is when opportunity actually meets preparation.
Yes.
You can't be praying for rain and you are going out without an umbrella. It means you're not expecting rain. So your prayer was just lip service. So if you want to identify opportunity, what you actually need to be doing is anticipating opportunities. that means you need to prepare for it. I mean, you don't just do nothing and you say, oh, that's opportunity. Oh, that's not how it works. Opportunity comes to the person that is looking for it, anticipating it. Because when they find you, oh, that's an idea. Oh, that's an opportunity. Oh, that's how you identify opportunity. And it doesn't happen overnight. It comes with time. You need to train yourself because the reason why opportunity is a river is because there is more than enough. The creator of opportunities know that you are going to miss a lot of opportunities. So no regrets.
Of course.
But learn how to identify that. Oh, I missed that. Okay, so the next time I see it, I catch it. So that's one of the things that I would say about identifying opportunities. Keeping your ears to the ground.
Yes.
Building relationships, because the more people you know, the more access you will have to privileged information. And learning is a whole lot of input or contribution into identifying opportunities. I mean, you can only identify to the extent of your exposure.
Yeah.
That is, to the extent of your learnedness. So education plays a vital role in identifying opportunities.
Fantastic. I like how you go so in depth with your answers, and you speak of things that are not obvious to like the regular persons. Just talking about the fact that data, and that's a big deal. That's like a big deal. Like data don't lie. Next question will be channeled towards professional. This question is about thriving as a business person and a professional in 2025. So my next question is, how can busy professionals build resilience in uncertain times, especially in rapid changing markets? How can they build resilience? Because things are changing so fast in recent times. Yes.
I mean, I think I remember an analogy of the carrot, the egg, and the bean. The carrots, the three of them dipped in hot water. The carrot softens and bends and all that and just caves in under pressure. The egg builds a tough skin, becomes hard-boiled. But the coffee beans changes the color of the water. So resilience can be defined in different ways. And I want to assume the resilience that you're asking is how do you, rather than just being tough,
how do you sort of become adaptable? How do you become adaptable?
Yeah. How do you become adaptable? How do you even take charge of the situation? And it has to do with mindset. You have to have a tough mind. You have to have a winning mentality.
Wow.
You have to know that this is not the worst that can happen to man. There's nothing new under the sun. No matter how unfriendly things have been, it has happened before. People have gone through worse. People have gone through Holocaust. People have gone through famine. People have gone through war. People have gone through stuff. Japan has gone through a nuclear bomb. The same Japan everyone wants to go, the home of amazing stuff, amazing technology. That is resilience. So how do you build it? It starts between your ears. Knowing that you must find a very good to respond to circumstances, because situations will always happen. Living in that mindset where situation catches you by surprise and leaves you feeling like, why now? Oh, why? You can't fight it. You have to navigate through it. You want to live on the transformation avenue where you ask yourself, okay, this issue is not a problem. It is an opportunity. Back to that second question, how to identify opportunity. Because there must have been a pattern. It must have happened before. How did they fix it? There are things that, and oftentimes things that make people build resilience are actually things that make people move to the next level.
True. Very true.
For instance, I saw a post from someone I follow this afternoon about how the shopping cart was invented. The shopping cart started from a problem. Women went to shop, hauling the groceries in their hands, and they could only shop to the limit of what they could carry. So once their groceries get too heavy, they have to go home. And someone thought about it, that these ladies are putting a limit to how much they can shop because of the weight they can bear. What if we create a basket and put it on wheels so that they don't have to worry about the weight of what they are carrying? Imagine going to the market where there are no structured aisles and all that. You have to haul everything you have in your hand.
Yeah.
Then, somehow, some way, maybe you need to help get a porter to help you put the thing to the car.
Yeah.
But back in the day, that wasn't the case. The person just said, how about creating a basket that relieves the woman of so that she won't put all her mind, she won't channel her energy into the weight of what she's carrying, but she will channel her energy goodbye. The best of inventions that we enjoy today were born from the place of resilience. COVID that happened 20 years ago, 2020, 4 years ago, created so many inventions that we enjoy today. The whole concept of remote work is now a thing. If you are applying for a job, you have the guts to negotiate that you want to work from home. 5 years ago, that was alien.
Yeah.
You don't even have the guts to say that you want to take Friday off.
Yeah.
But now, you are negotiating the terms of your employment, and you are deciding how much. In fact, you are even saying you don't want to come to work, you don't want to show up in that office at all. Things like that were born out of resilience. So, to build resilience is, I think, it's 90% mental and 10% physical. You just need to know, switch to that frequency that this thing will not kill me. It will only make me stronger. Once you settle that in your mind, your mind begins to look for where the strength is. But when you say, this problem will finish me today, the problem really did finish you today. I mean, it's that simple. So it's a mind shift. It needs to start from the mind. Then so many other things that we really don't have much time to deal with today will have to happen for you to now become the person that takes charge of your circumstance, of your space, of your environment, of the things around you, and the solutions that you want to give.
That's so amazing. So amazing. I like the fact when you talk about mindset. It just, sort of reinforces what Tony Robbins talks about, that success is 80% psychology and like 20% activity. Like if your mind is primed, for success, like you prime yourself, it's you can easily will your body to move if your mind has been willed already to the other side. So professionals listening to us, it begins with mindsets, just making a mental shift. Like typically just hanging on to the growth mindset regardless. So my next question to you is, how can business owners leverage on personal branding to gain visibility and reach their target audience? Because this conversation about personal branding has become a very big deal, right? Especially for business owners. Like, so how can they leverage on that? And for a person that doesn't really know what personal branding is, I think you might want to take a step back and just say, okay, this is what personal branding is, and then this is how they can sort of leverage on it for their business in 2025.
Personal branding, first you must understand, how do you differentiate a palm tree from an elephant? That's what makes it actually a brand. And what is that keyword there? Differentiation. How do you differentiate this? Okay. Now, speaking of brand, there are 3 broad classifications of brands. Okay. You start with the first one that you mentioned, personal brand. Yeah. That is when you are now an identity or a life from a personal, individual, human perspective. True. Okay. The second one is what you call a product brand. Those are the ones where you talk about the brands that you use almost on a daily basis, your consumables and stuff. I don't want to name brands, but if it's a product and it has a name, and what differentiates this product from this product is the brand, which is the life that they carry. That is the second classification of brands. The third classification of brand is what you call corporate brand. Now, that speaks to institutions.
Yeah.
The big companies, the conglomerates, and all those stuff. Those are institutional brands. They produce product brands that are managed by personal brands. Did you catch that? So those are the three broad cadres of brands. But for the question on ground, which is personal brand, how do you build a personal brand? Now that you know that everybody is a brand, it's not until you go and get a designer to cook you a logo, or you start wearing black t-shirts or what. All that is optics. That is what you call brand identity. The look and feel. The spectrum of look and feel. But the brand itself is what you carry. For instance, we started off this interview by me telling you that I am a creator.
Yes.
Everybody that has a sense of their identity must understand that they are creators, not creatures. Because we are made by who is a master creator, and he has made us like him.
Yeah.
So we are creators. So what kind of creator are you is the answer to what kind of personal brand are you. Does that make sense? So when you're not talking about the concept of personal brand, what you should be asking yourself is, what makes me different from the guy next door? It's that simple. What makes me different from the guy next door is not the color of my skin. What makes me different from the guy next door is not the tone of my voice. All that is still in the optics.
True.
It's part of it, but it is not the it. What makes me different from the guy next door is my unique value proposition.
Yes. For
the product brand, you call it unique selling product. For the personal brand, the unique value proposition. That is, what do I bring to the table differently? Knowledge is free, knowledge abounds, but how do I dispense knowledge? It's different from the way my friend Steve Harris, my brother Steve Harris will dispense knowledge. It's different from the way my brother Bankole will have to dispense knowledge. It's different from the way my brother Jimmy will dispense knowledge. It's different from the way Tony Robbins will dispense knowledge.
Yeah.
We can be saying the same thing, but what makes us different is our approach. So personal branding is about your personal differentiation. So it is not something you look for outside. It is actually something you look for inside. Because it is out of the abundance of the heart that the optics will manifest. So to find your core or your personal branding, you need to look inwards. You need to do a bit of a soul searching to ask yourself, what is that thing that just bubbles up in you effortlessly? And by the time you look at it, it is not far from your nature, your nurture, and your neighborhood. Your nature, which is a combination of your genetic code, your DNA, and all those things, the scientific part of you. Your nurture, which speaks to the background, the parents that raised you, the school that nurtured you, the friends you kept, and all that. And of course, your neighborhood, where you stay, uptown, downtown, suburban, village, city, wherever, home country. By the time you combine all of this together, you realize that the permutation of your life is completely different from that of the guy next door.
Very true. Very, very true.
Even if they have this influence, there will always be a different permutation. For instance, I told you about my story. And what makes me different is that I can brag about the fact that you will hardly find a designer at heart that studied mechanical engineering, that became a graphic designer and a copywriter and an advertiser, an account director, a creative director, and became a business consultant, business coach, and now became a business analyst. That my journey is different from your journey.
Yeah.
So the way I will speak to you is me. There can't be another me. And that is why I can never compare myself with my brother. Because I am the best me that can ever me.
I like that.
So I can only compare myself with the best version of me. And that is why I will continue to learn, develop, upskill every day to build the best of me. It's a swim lane. Everybody is on their track.
Yeah.
So don't try to or keep up with the Joneses. Find you, and that will become your brand. It's not until you are wearing a certain kind of clothing or you are wearing a certain kind of lipstick or a shade of glasses. All those are the optics.
Yes.
All that can change. You must find what makes you, you. The places you've been, the people you've understudied, the people that have mentored you, the people that have raised you. That is the nurture that we're talking about. Because you are a sum total of so many things that cannot be exact the same as everyone else. Everybody's journey is different. Find yours and leverage on it. That is what makes you, that is what helps you to build your personal brand.
Wow. That's beautiful. Beautiful. I like how in-depth your explanations were, taking it from the product brand and the institution brand. See that there's the parts for a person's nature, your nurture, and your neighborhood, just helping us understand that we are basically the sum total of our experiences. And with that, there's a certain kind of person or people that who we are would definitely appeal to. And so there's no need to sort of want to be like everyone else, but just use your own unique design to sort of attract in, pull in your own tribe, and then amplify what it is that you have. Oh, thank you for that.
There will always be people, even in the market space, there will always be people that resonate only with you.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Because the way their lives have also been patterned, no one can meet their needs the way you do. So you don't want to leave your watch and go and pitch a tent elsewhere while your actual crowd is waiting for you, stranded.
I would have really loved to also sort of delve in deep into that. Well, because this thing you just said, there's so many people that they move. We talked about trend earlier on. There's so many people that move with trends, which is, this is like the niche where there's so much inflow coming in. There's so much money, it's untapped money here. I should just sort of invest my time and energy into that niche. Meanwhile, that niche, in terms of their personality type, their expertise and knowledge, they would sort of have to like struggle a lot to be there.
Right.
While there's another niche where it's not like they're not going to put in the work. They would, but it's as though anything they do at this other point where it's something that's sort of within their personality, their nature, or how they've been designed, it would sort of, they'll see a lot of multiplier effect.
Effortlessly.
Yeah. But most business people tend to like, it's this is where it is now. Let's go there. Is there something you can say to them on that? Because I feel like that's also a subtle epidemic.
I think it's identity crisis. That's what it is. And the earlier you snap yourself out of it, the better. Because, like I said, what you're looking for is inside. The longer you spend outside, the more time you are wasting. Because time is life and it's ebbing away by the moment. So the longer you spend outside looking for what has been put inside, the more of time and life that you will regret. Because it only brings depression. You will never be a better Tony Robbins. You will never be a better. So don't try. You will just be running on the wrong road. Speaking of niches where there is a pot of gold, I mean, we've all heard it before. But you need to ask yourself, there are how many people on the planet?
Over 8 billion.
It is not, I mean, on the planet, last I counted was 8 billion.
8 billion people.
Over 8 billion people. Heading towards 9.
Yes.
Now, by the time you look at it, God said it is not good for man to be alone.
Yeah.
When he was saying that, he wasn't proposing a romantic relationship. He was proposing the fact that the abundance that this earth has will overwhelm that single person. You need 8 billion people on the planet
Community.
or more. Because imagine if you are alone, the money you have, how do you tell somebody you have money? The only one on the planet. Who are you trading it or exchanging it with? Who are you giving value to? So the moment you realize that there is more than enough to go round, you will stop casting your net on the wrong side. So you just know that I need to find my... For instance, let me use myself as an example.
Yeah.
I know my strengths and I also know my gaps.
Yeah.
I am not strong when it comes to content creation. All this up the rims, stay in front of the camera and just freestyle for like 5 minutes. That is not me. But when it comes to conversations like this, I can do 5 hours on a podcast.
Yeah.
I can do 10 on a training, and you know this because we did this before.
Definitely.
So, content.
Yes.
Jump about, do all the dancing reels, blah, 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 blah. That's not me. Where my strength lies and what my audience want, because so that's why I don't come on social media to make noise. I get 99% of my clients offline because I know me. I've discovered me, so I play me. I don't try to play someone else. So it starts from being, which is knowing your sense of identity, being yourself, being that sense of identity before you now start doing.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to know yourself that, oh, this is who I am. Then you become that person before you now start doing. So that's pretty much the advice that people should walk their tracks back, finding themselves, because that is where the pot of gold is. It's not out there, it's in here.
Wow. I needed to take a deep breath for that. I think that you've set the foundation and you've added a lot of bricks on it. And it's interesting how you said that people should find themselves. I feel like that's like where this entire conversation of thriving, whether you're a business person or a professional, starts from just knowing who you are, knowing what you have and knowing your capabilities and then, leveraging on it. Just knowing that. You said so many things today on this conversation. And I believe that everyone that stayed on the call and people that definitely watched the replay would learn a whole lot from our interactions today. But for your pattern shot, I would just want you to maybe highlight a couple of things that would be like your advice to professionals and business people to just sort of focus on in 2025 to remain competitive, something to just sort of focus on to remain competitive regardless of their industries. What should they focus on to just remain competitive?
Interesting. Funny enough, I was writing down some thoughts because I didn't know how the conversation would go. And it so happened that the last thing that you're asking is just some of the thoughts that I put down on my notes here that I said I won't forget to mention if the opportunity comes. Yeah. First, I said, and I think we've really touched much on pretty much most of them. I said, number one, regularly assess market trends.
Yeah.
Number two, build a personal brand. We've talked on personal brand.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with personal brand because that's how people get to know, like, and trust you and do business with you. Whether you are an employee or a business owner. Then I think building relationships. Relationship is key.
Yeah.
Relationship is key. There are more than 8 billion people on the planet for a reason. Relationships. It is not what you know. It is who you know that delivers you success. You can be an encyclopedia of knowledge and be broke.
Yeah.
You need people. You need relationships. My analogy, I don't know if I've shared it with you, that there is always the door to your next level, but it has only one knob, and the knob is on the other side. That means your next level, someone is always opening that door for you. There's nothing called self-made. There's always someone that introduces you to an opportunity, the next level in your life. So consider, be driven by data. We've talked about that. Have your ears to the ground. We've talked about that. Be emotionally intelligent. We've talked about that. Then harmonize man and machine. It's amazing that we just kind of wrapped everything up.
We did. We did. I know that for anyone who would listen to this conversation via the replay, it might feel heavy, but I think that it is a good investment of your time to just sort of listen to this entire, because there's so many salient points that has been shared that I believe if any person chooses to apply them, they will definitely thrive in 2025. They will definitely thrive in 2025. And I feel like this conversation today could also sort of serve like a consultation session for so many persons that are, that don't have a bit of clarity as to what to sort of invest their energy into so that they will thrive in 2025. We've just sort of talked about those things today. And so this is me saying to Coach Dapo, thank you. I know, guys, you're wondering, I keep saying Coach Dapo. I say that because that's from the plane I know him as, like a coach, so that's why I say Coach Dapo.
Yeah, Coach Dapo. So, it's fine. I'm not ditching the name anytime soon.
So I know that you are a man of many parts, but interestingly, how you defined yourself, it's really good. Creator values, creator of ideas, that's a really good one. I think I like that also merging with the business pathfinder thing as well. So guys, thank you for joining us today. And Coach Dapo, please, for anyone that wants to sort of work with you, connect with you, to take this conversation to the next level, how do they connect with you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good place to start I'm a DM away. Just send me a DM and let's talk. And let's see how we can set you ahead in 2025 in your business.
Fantastic. And so, guys, you heard it all from him. If you'd like to work with him on a personal note for yourself personally or for your organization, please head straight to his bio, click on the link, and fill out the form. Once again, everyone, thank you so much.
I can get a good recommendation from Destiny EDU.
Oh, sure, of course, definitely. Trust me, definitely. Guys, thank you so much for staying on the call. Thank you, Coach Dapo, for spending this time with us and just impacting our audience with your vast expertise and knowledge. We do appreciate you.
Thank you.
And that wraps up today's episode on Leveling Up in 2025. A huge thank you to Coach Dapo Onamusi for sharing such invaluable insight. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who is looking to level up in 2025. And if you're considering advancing your career with a degree from American Intercontinental University, Destiny Education is here to help. Now, check out the links in the episode description for more information. Until next time, keep innovating and stay ahead of the curve.